Have you ever wondered why tennis is played on so many different surfaces? Grass, clay, hard court. They look completely different. They play completely different. And they can completely change who wins. It is like playing three different sports with the same racket. So why does tennis have different court surfaces? And how does each one change the game? Let us break it down. Let us start with the most iconic surface in tennis. Grass, the green lush courts of Wimbledon. Grass is the fastest surface in professional tennis. The ball skids slow and fast off the grass, barely bouncing up. It stays low, it slides, and it rewards players with big serves and quick reflexes. If you love serve and volley, grass is your best friend. Now let us talk about clay. The orange, red courts of Roland Garros. Clay is the slowest surface in tennis. When the ball hits clay, it grips the surface and bounces high, really high. This gives players more time to react, which leads to longer rallies and more physical matches. Clay is all about patience, stamina, and heavy topspin. The slower pace means you cannot just blast your way to victory. And then here is hardcourt, the blue and green surfaces of the US Open and Australian Open. Hardcourt sits right in the middle. Not too fast, not too slow. The bounce is predictable and consistent. It rewards aggressive baseline play and big hitting. Most professional tournaments are played on hard court, making it the most common surface in the pro game. It is the all-rounder of tennis surfaces. Here's where it gets really interesting. The way the ball bounces on each surface is totally different. On grass, the ball barely rises. It skids along the surface like a hockey puck. Players have to bend their knees and get really low to hit it. The low bounce makes it nearly impossible to hit your normal topspin shots. That is why you see so many slice shots and volleys on grass too. On clay, it is the opposite. The ball bounces high, really high. Sometimes it looks like it is floating in slow motion. Players stand way back behind the baseline to give themselves time to set up. The high bounce means topspin shots are absolutely deadly. The ball kicks up and jumps at you, making it brutal to defend. That is why Rafael Nadal was so unstoppable on clay for so many years. Let us talk numbers. On grass, a tennis ball travels at about 55 miles per hour after the bounce. On hard court, it is about 50 miles per hour. And on clay, it drops to just 42 miles per h. That is a huge difference. Imagine driving on a highway where the speed limit changes by 13 miles per h depending on which lane you are in. That is what switching surfaces feels like for tennis players. One of the coolest things about clay is the slide. Players do not just run on clay, they glide. They slide into their shots like they are on ice, leaving long trails in the red dust. It looks amazing, but it takes years to master. You have to learn exactly when to start sliding, how to control your momentum, and how to recover quickly. The slide is what makes clay court tennis so beautiful to watch. Grass, on the other hand, can be treacherous, especially in the early rounds at Wimbledon when the grass is still fresh and slippery. Players fall all the time. They slip, they slide, they lose their footing. It is like playing on a newly waxed floor. Many players have suffered serious injuries from slipping on grass. The surface gets worn down as the tournament goes on, making the baseline area bare and even more unpredictable. Hard courts are the toughest on the body. The hard, unforgiving surface puts enormous stress on knees, ankles, and hips. Every step sends shockwaves through your joints. Studies show that hard courts because more injuries than grass and clay combined. That is why many players complain about the tennis season having too many hard court tournaments. The body simply cannot take that kind of pounding week after week. Each Grand Slam has its own surface. Wimbledon plays on grass. The French Open plays on clay. The US Open and Australian Open play on hard courts. This means that winning all 4 Grand Slams requires mastering every surface. That is why the calendar Grand Slam is considered nearly impossible. Only a handful of players in history have done it. You need to be great on every surface, not just your favorite one. So the next time you watch tennis, pay attention to the surface. It is not just background decoration. It is the invisible player that changes everything. The speed, the bounce, the movement, the injuries. The surface decides the game. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Topspin Legends and hit that like button. Drop a comment below and tell me which tennis surface is your favorite to play on. Grass, clay, or hard court? I would love to know. See you in the next video.